Choosing an insurance agent is a pretty big deal, right? It's not just about buying a product, it's about picking a partner for your financial future. But how can you be sure your agent is truly on your side and not just looking for a quick commission? Well, that's what we're going to break down right now.
So this is the million-dollar question. Is the person you're working with a real partner, or are they just a salesperson? It sounds like a simple thing, but believe me, the difference between the two can have major consequences for your financial well-being. And it's not always so easy to tell them apart at first glance.
And this is exactly why this is so important to figure out up front. You know, those little surprises that pop up later, buried in the fine print, they can be an absolute nightmare. Our goal today is to help you spot all the red flags before you ever sign on the dotted line.
I want you to think of your agent like a filter. A really good one sifts through everything out there in the market to find what perfectly matches your goals. But a bad one, well, they're like a clogged filter, leaving you stuck with a policy that's too expensive, doesn't cover enough, or is just completely wrong for you. We want to find you that clear, unbiased filter.
Okay, so where do we start looking for these red flags? Well, the very first place is in the initial pitch. The way an agent even begins to present their recommendations to you can be a total dead giveaway about what their real intentions are.
If you notice any of these tactics, your spidey senses should be tingling. An agent who only shows you one option, they're probably tied to that one company, or they're just looking for the easy way out. And if they're rushing you to make a decision, you can bet that's for their benefit, not yours.
This right here really gets to the heart of it. A salesperson will try to jam your unique needs into whatever product they happen to be selling. But a real advisor? They do the opposite. They search the entire market to find the one product that's actually tailor-made for you. It's a world of difference.
Oh, this is a classic. There's a huge difference between a real reason for timing and a fake sales tactic. I mean, sometimes timing does matter, like if an actual rate change is coming up. A good agent will explain the why very clearly. A bad one will just create this vague pressure to get you to sign right now. All right, let's move on to our second red flag, and this is a big one, the details. If an agent gets cagey or vague when you start asking about the specifics of a policy, be very careful. This is where those hidden surprises love to hide.
So, does their explanation sound like they're just reading off a script? A true advisor can tell you exactly why a certain product makes sense for you and what its limitations are. If they just gloss over things like fees or those little policy add-ons called riders, that's a massive warning sign.
And let's talk about surrender charges for a second. These are basically fees you get hit with if you need to pull your money out of a policy early. And they can be brutal, sometimes lasting for 10 years or even longer. An agent who downplays these isn't your friend. They're hiding a really important detail that could end up costing you a fortune.
Okay, here's a fantastic little test question you can use. Just ask your agent, what would make you recommend a different product for me? A real advisor will have a thoughtful answer, talking about different scenarios. A salesperson? They'll probably get flustered. Their response, or lack of one, will tell you everything you need to know.
So seeing an agent who's comfortable with the details is a great sign. But what's even more important is their entire process. So let's zoom out and look at the big picture. This final set of red flags is all about how the agent operates, from the application all the way to what happens after the sale is done.
A sloppy process is a pretty clear sign that an agent is really just interested in their commission. They might cut corners to save time or just push for more coverage because more is always better, right? Wrong. And if they have no plan to ever talk to you again after the policy is issued, well, that tells you they're not in it for the long haul.
It is so important to understand that underwriting isn't just a formality. Honestly, in a lot of ways, underwriting is the decision. It's the process that determines if you even get approved in the first place, and it sets the price you're going to pay. It's a huge deal. So how an agent handles underwriting tells you so much about them. A lazy agent might just say, "Oh, don't worry, everyone gets approved." A great agent becomes a strategist. They dig in, ask detailed questions, and then pick a carrier that's likely to view your specific situation favorably. They play chess, not checkers. You know, we've spent a lot of time on what to avoid, so let's flip the script. Let's talk about the positive stuff. What are the signs of a truly fantastic advisor? Let's call them the green flags, the things you actively want to see. A great advisor is an open book. They show you a whole range of options, and they're not afraid to talk about the pros and the cons. They put their recommendations in writing. And maybe most important of all, they see this as the beginning of a long-term relationship, which means they have a plan for the future, like checking in every year to make sure your coverage still makes sense. If there's one key idea to take away from all this, it's this. Don't just focus on the policy, focus on the process.
A solid, transparent process is what ensures you're getting the right advice, you're understanding the trade-offs, and you're being protected, long after that initial paperwork is signed.
So as you go about your own insurance journey, I'll just leave you with this one question to mull over. Does your agent's process pass the test? Is it designed to truly empower you, or is it just designed to make a sale? The answer to that question will tell you everything you really need to know.